Hey guys, welcome back. Today is December 26, 2017, the day after Christmas. Hope you guys, behaved.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it close. Come on, come on!
And got your Christmas presents, or Hanukkah presents, or Kwanzaa presents, or whatever the fuck it is you celebrate presents. Or no presents. Whatever. Anyway, hope you had a wonderful Christmas, wonderful holiday. We're in the home stretch now, right before the New Year's, and that's it. It's that weird week in between, Christmas and New Year's, right before everything starts again, brand new, and it's like all weird and shit now. So, I don't know. Let's get through this week together. So what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. Let's talk about obsession, all right? And how that is what's going to fucking help you get to where you need to go, period, end of story, the end. It's not about hustle. It's not about working hard. It's not about all these other fucking superlatives you always fucking hear. No, it's straight up just obsession. So, I'm guessing the main reason why a lot of you guys are listening to me or listening to others in this space is because you guys are either obsessed or getting obsessed or in that whole process of obsession. And that's good. That's good. If you're not, if you're just kind of looking into this a little bit, this isn't really something that's going to obsess you. In fact, you think something else is an obsession to you, go with that. Stop watching, go there. Do that, whatever it is, anything. That's what's gonna make you happy. If you're obsessed with baked goods, become a baker. If you're obsessed with electronics, go down that route. Whatever, okay? So, why I'm obsessed with this and going down this route myself? It's too many reasons to mention, but fuck it, I'll start, okay? The main reason, when I was a little kid, I was around this whole fucking thing. I've already seen this movie before. I've already been in this fucking space before. In fact, more than once. Thing is that the first time around, I was really too young. I was the little kid. Second time around, again, barely, becoming an adult. Still a kid, had no fucking idea. And now, oh man, not only am I an adult, I'm primed, I'm ready. I've built up all this experience, knowledge, all these other fucking things. And now we're gonna fucking take this shit by the horns. Alright? We're gonna fucking live, this is what I tell myself, I'm gonna fucking live the fucking life and dream that I've always wanted. Why? Because I'm obsessed with it now. So, I'll give you a quick little fucking history, okay, of my life, okay? Since, I don't think anyone really knows me, period, end of story. Only a few people know me out there. But, there's a reason I'm doing this video out of this room or whatever it is you see back here and not a mansion. You don't see my Lambo parked there or anything like that. It's because to put it as boring as possible, I just lived my life. Okay, I've made a lot of fucking money, I've lost a lot of fucking money, but man, God, those things have bought me so many experiences, so many lifetimes, so many everything that I wouldn't trade it for the world. Again, if you guys have been listening to me for a while, you guys, already kind of have a little knowledge base that, I do know what I'm talking about, and I've been in this space for a long time. Again, how come I got nothing to show for it? And I do have a lot to show for it. Again, it's all up here. And again, everything is a little different to everybody. To me, I have amassed a lot of money, fame, fortune, all this other bullshit. And it hasn't really, satisfied anything. The only thing that's ever kept me happy, satisfied, has been obsessed with something, whatever it is. We'll go down the line on what all those things are. But what's making me happy now is being obsessed with this. Not just this cryptocurrency space, but the artwork that I do, and everything that encompasses my life right now. But, by the way, sorry, I'm just cracking my back. I'm just very, very early in the morning. I just woke up and, it was a lot of fun this last couple of days. But anyway, it took me a while to get here. When I was a little kid, and by a little kid, I mean, teenager, I was in the restaurant industry, okay? And I was also into photography and video. Why? Because my family, one side of my family was, photographers and videographers, and the other side of my family were cooks, we're in the restaurant industry. As I was growing up, I just thought to myself, man, I can never do this whole film, video stuff. It's too delicate and too whatever, and I'm too rough. I'm like a bull in a china shop. So that's why I gravitated towards the restaurant industry. And as I was in the restaurant industry, and like, for example, I was in school and I was like, I hated school. I hated the walls, the no freedom, the jail atmosphere. I don't know how else to put it. I just hated that fucking, that feeling. So whenever I would leave school and I would go straight to the restaurant, whatever, that I would be working at, wow, that was heaven. That's what I wanted to do. So when I graduated high school, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna fucking be, even though I was smart as fuck, I'm graduating in the top 10, 15% of my high school, the whole fucking thing. Whatever that means. Anyway, the point is that, like, I just knew that that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a scholar. I didn't want to go to school. I did. I wanted to go to school of life, but I did not want to dedicate my life to, like, being stuck in a cubicle behind the walls, or the whole thing. And as I was, trying to decide at a young age, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to study? This whole fucking thing. I was always in the restaurant industry, and eventually became a chef. I started at the very beginning, the very bottom, busboy, and made my way all the way to the top. And eventually, as I was working in restaurants, in different restaurants, all my chefs, all my bosses were like, wow, hey, you're good. Hey, you're talented. Hey, you're all these accolades. And it was good. And it was good. It was a physical job, and I loved it. It was great. And so eventually I gravitated towards that. I became a chef. I went to school to become a chef. And I was obsessed with that for a little bit. But my real obsession, before I even went down that world was computers and video games and tech and all this other shit. But because I went from one end to the other, and I got taken out of this whole tech life world, and was thrust upon into this other world, all of a sudden, like, I became obsessed with something else. I wasn't obsessed with computers and all this, that world anymore, where my only life, my friends, and everything was like, computer based, and my friends around that. All of a sudden, I was exposed to the restaurant industry, and wow, I was obsessed. But I wasn't obsessed, with the cooking or with the restaurant industry or anything like that. No. I was just obsessed with the atmosphere, with if any one of you guys have ever worked in a restaurant or worked in the industry before, you guys just know. And this is something about that life. And I just became obsessed with living that life. And if you guys have ever read Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, that's pretty much my life. That was my Bible forever. Literally. I had that book with me, and it was all torn and tattered, like someone that's those super crazy religious with their torn and tattered Bible. That was my book to me. Because it didn't. If you guys are familiar with the book, it didn't matter to me anyway what I was going through in my life at whatever particular moment. I could always go into that book, at whatever chapter. Already, I kind of knew all the chapters by heart and everything, and I'll be like, damn. Bam, you know what I mean? And I could read, and that was like my therapy, because everything that he wrote in that book was things that anyone that's been in this life knows about. And so there was a lot of correlation. That's why he became fucking beyond crazy famous, Anthony Bourdain, because of that book that just gave the perspective that was never seen before, the real perspective of that world and why people get involved and everything that has to do with that. So after reading that book and obviously carrying it around as my Bible, and living for many years as a chef and living that life, having a family, having a business, all these things, all these accolades I was able to accomplish, I was never really ever satisfied, and things were always like, I was always trying to attain this thing that I could never, that I felt I could almost reach, but in reality I knew that I could never reach. And there was just this constant struggle, fight, battle. Then around 2007, 2008 came along, and the economy tanked. It doesn't matter where you were. Some people felt it more than others, but I lived in Miami at the time. And in Miami, it just fucking tanked. I lost everything. Everything from, my house, my girl, my business, my fucking everything. My everything. In fact, to the point where I had to go back to the house I grew up in, the one that I left when I was 18, 19 years old, pretty much, and I had to live on my mom's couch, okay? Like, seriously, man, how crazy humbling that was, you know what I mean? How crazily horrible that was, you know what I mean? From being all the way up here, from all this hard work, all this dedication, all this everything in your life, and then all of a sudden, like, all taken away, like that. So that's something I had to fucking live with and experience, and after losing everything, literally everything, I had to rebuild myself back up, you know, from rock bottom to no fault of my own. Sure, I did make a lot of mistakes. We all have, okay, and especially being that young, but man, it was, you know, how about this? I had friends, a lot of friends that committed suicide, and a lot of friends that I lost forever because of that time period in my life. And nothing to do with me, nothing to do with them, nothing to do with anything. It's just, it was that hard. For those of you that weren't really experiencing the brunt of that. So anyway, I got out of that. In the sense of, like, you know, I was able to eventually, there was no jobs or anything, but anyway, after losing everything, I was able to find a few jobs, you know, get myself off, you know, my mom's couch. How crazy. I still think about that. This is a very, very humbling moment in my life, okay? After everything I had done in my life, because I had worked since I was like 13 years old, you know what I'm saying, to help support my family, and then in the my mid 20s, you know what I mean, after all of this that I had, and it was all taken away, and I had to go back to that. Well, first of all, I'd never been there in that position. And then having to be there, and every single fucking day was torture. And I mean, you have no idea. That shit'll like Rick Ross say, you know, eating shit out of the garbage, that shit'll make you a killer. Okay? I've been that close many motherfucking times, alright? But I've also been very close to the glory, you know, and it's all part of that. But anyway, so eventually I picked myself up. Took a little while. I'm you know, several months, a year. I don't even fucking remember. It was a while. Dark time, okay? And I was able to pick myself up. At that point, I didn't have anything. I mean, even with 2-3 jobs, it was barely enough to, like, even get out of my mom's couch. I couldn't. So at that point, I said, fuck it, what am I gonna do? So I had, you know, my van that I used for my catering business. I had all this equipment, like expensive restaurant equipment that I had with me still, you know, like a gigantic espresso machine, you know, meat slicers, freezers, all kinds of shit, like actual restaurant equipment. That's worth a lot of money. So I said, fuck it, what am I gonna do? I really, like, I remember I told you, I had lost it all. So I decided to sell everything I fucking owned, which wasn't much, but still, you know. I sold all my restaurant equipment, sold my van, sold everything, packed a couple suitcases, packed a backpack, bought a plane ticket to Seattle, said goodbye, had my ex-girlfriend at the time drop me off at the airport, and that's it. That was 5 years ago. It's gonna be about, 5-6 years ago now, you know what I mean, in this January, because like when I made the decision wasn't around this time, and it all happened like that. Like within less than a month I was already in Seattle. And that began another journey, another story, another everything. I'm gonna pause real second. I'm gonna continue.
12 seconds later.
All right, guys, welcome back to the story. All right, I had to take a little break. The battery was about to die, and so I had to change the batteries real quick. And plus, I had to get my blunt ready. So anyway, so where was I? Okay, so my girlfriend dropped me off at the fucking airport, and I fucking flew out to fucking Seattle with nothing. And that was the beginning of another chapter, another everything in my life. You know, I'm going really quick through my life story, but I mean, in the little bit that I told you already, there was so much already there involved that, you know, maybe I'll delve into another day. I feel like I'm gonna be telling the story for many times. This might be the first one on camera for you guys, but yeah. Anyway, so I went to Seattle, and when I went to Seattle, I mean, the only skill that I had, the only everything that I had was just, you know, my chefness, you know, my chefitude, whatever, being a chef. And I came from fucking Miami, you know, that's like a major city, you know, like LA, fucking New York, you know, plus, you know, I wasn't just a fucking cook from fucking Chili's or McDonald's, you know, I was like an actual fucking chef with humongous resume, worked for a lot of fucking guys, the whole 9 yards. So, me showing up to Seattle, I was like the big fish in town. I mean, I don't know how else to fucking put it, but that was the reality, At first, I was able to just get a couple jobs here and there. I remember the first job I got in Seattle, which was like, I think a week within, me moving there. I was like living in, renting a room from some lady there. And the first job I had was it's called the Celtic Swell, as a matter of fact. That's what it was. And it was on Alki Beach. And it was like, what was it? Like an Irish bar, pub. And that shit was pretty crazy. But it was like, like a shit job. But I was so fucking happy because I had just come from fucking Florida, from the swamp, and all of a sudden, like, I'm here in January. It's fucking freezing. I'm experiencing all this whole new everything, So, for example, I've always lived with a car. All of a sudden, I have a car, so I had to take a bus, all the way from one end to the other of the city. It was just a lot of cool shit. So, even though I had nothing to my name, again, I kind of came from nothing. So to me, I was like living on fucking cloud 9 because all these experiences that I was having every single moment of the day was priceless. Okay, and to me, it was only looking better and upper, and it was only getting better for me. And sure enough, it was. So I was working there for a little while. Eventually I met a girl, kind of had a little girlfriend, moved in with her. She encouraged me to the point where, like, hey man, you're pretty good. You're really good, especially, for this town, blah, blah, blah. And she encouraged me to not just leave that job. I already left the job, the Celtic Swell, and I was already working at, where was this? At the Alexis Hotel in downtown, which again, the Alexis Hotel, that was like one of the high-end hotels in downtown Seattle. But where I come from, that shit was like a 2-star fucking hotel. It wasn't anything fucking, it was nothing in comparison to the shit that I fucking worked in and been through and everything like that. So, sure, it was like high-end everything there, but to me, it was just, like just a step above the Celtic Swell in comparison to the shit I've fucking been through and whatever. But anyway, from working there, she's the one that encouraged me, like, hey, you should, look for other better jobs out there, da da da. She was telling me about Seattle, the whole everything. So then I was like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? I wasn't happy at the Alexis, it was just the same old shit that I was fucking, used to in Miami. And sure, I was getting paid a lot more. But no, it's not what I wanted. This is, I came all the way across the country just to fucking be stuck in the same old kind of bullshit. No, with a fucking, watch your language, with a not so nice chef, which you wanted to fucking kick his ass every day. Anyway, which eventually, this is why you ended up leaving. All right? Anyway, that's another story. So anyway, I started looking for other jobs, and I just started, doing what I would do in Miami, which was like, I was the gun for hire. I was the one with the talent. I got to choose who I wanted to work for. So I started applying to, a bunch of places, went to a bunch of interviews, and sure enough, yeah, they all wanted to fucking hire me, just like was back in Miami in the height of the awesomeness. So I was like, all right, yeah, great. This is what I want. This is what I want to feel like. This is the whole everything. Eventually, I settled on this one restaurant, the Harvest Vine, which, by the way, a little caveat, this was the last restaurant I ever worked in, but my God, it was the best restaurant, best environment, best everything I worked in. What got me out of the restaurant industry was this restaurant, but it was only because of my own self-awareness and figuring out that, man, if this is the best it's really ever gonna get, this is not for you. And that's it. That's pretty much where, it just gave me one of those realization moments, But that restaurant was a Spanish themed restaurant, and everything was like super authentic Spanish food, which is very close to like the Cuban food that I grew up with. And so it was just fucking heaven. It was just heaven. Everything from being able to interact with the clients, to the cooking of the food, to like just the whole atmosphere of the restaurant. The owner was amazing. It was just great. So I loved it there. But once my time was up there, I knew that I was never gonna cook ever again. And sure enough, I haven't. I cook at home and I cook for my friends and shit like that, but that's it. I'm never gonna do this. And I never have, ever again. And I discovered back then, you know, that I was really just obsessed and really good at being a leader, putting shit together, making things fucking happen. Not necessarily the chef part. Yeah, I was a great cook and all this other shit, but, you know, if you know anything about the industry and if you know anything about the kitchens, you already know how that works, okay? It's like, yeah, sure, it's great if you can cook and put all this shit together, but, you know, running the whole operation, that's a different animal. All right, I was a fucking, you know, Blackbeard the pirate running a pirate ship. That's what I did. That's what I loved. That's what I was good at. So after leaving there and being in Seattle for a while, and then again, one of the things that, you know, that really disheartened me from the whole industry was the fact that when I was up in Seattle, you know, the one thing that kept me in this industry when I was in Miami was the fact that it was a pirate ship. But when I went up to Seattle, that was not a pirate ship anymore. It was more like a ship full of fucking, I'm trying to find a really nice word here, but I'm guessing let me just say unicorns. So that whole locker room atmosphere, that whole rough and tough atmosphere, the whole prison atmosphere, that whole everything that I fucking enjoyed from the world just disappeared. And so that's it. I was just like, man, I'm not one of these fucking, you know, nice looking chef cooks that is obsessed with ingredients. No, I'm not. I was a fucking a prison warden, a good prison warden, but that's what I was, and that's what I like to do. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. It was just, this is what I did, you know. You know. So when that was taken away from me in that sense, I was like, man, that's it. You know, this is not what I like. This is not what I want to do. And then by being up in Seattle, and fuck it, I can speak freely of it now because, you know, we're in the West Coast. You know, I gravitated towards the cannabis industry. And in the sense of like a consultant. Why? Because I was a chef, I knew how to run businesses, make money, and all of a sudden, just because of the people I was meeting there and doing things that I was doing up there, I was just meeting people in that world and meeting people that were starting up a business, starting up anything, you know, entrepreneurship. You know, it didn't have to just be a brick and mortar store. It could have been products, it could have been anything. And so I was just there to help them, you know, make money, how to really establish their business, how to really get all that shit going. And then I started, you know, helping consult other industries and other businesses, and I did that for a while until I did it. Because, yeah, it was great and wonderful, but again, you know, that was only like, you know, something that was making me money, but it wasn't making me happy. So all of a sudden, I started figuring out what the fuck am I gonna do? What am I gonna do over the rest of my life? There's only gonna be temporary, blah blah blah. So then I started getting into the arts and started getting into film, photography, and that whole thing. And yeah, long story short, what would be started off as a hobby has now become my career, my life, my everything. And yeah. That's it. Anyway, I know this is a very long-winded story, a super story of my life, of my everything, but I guess all I'm trying to say with all this is that never give up, never stop believing in yourself, okay? All right, hold on. Let me pause here one more second.
2 hours later.
All right. I feel like you guys have already heard enough of my fucking story, okay? I don't know. I feel like my story needs to be out there because everyone fucking tells me a story needs to be out there. But the reason I'm bringing all this up, okay? Because I know it was a very, very long journey just to get to this point is, but what I was saying at the very beginning is to like, well, how come I don't have a Lambo, mansion, all this other shit is, well, it's real simple. It's because I fucking lived my fucking life. I've really lived my fucking life, okay? Yes, I've made a lot of bad decisions, but I made a lot of great fucking decisions, and that's it. And this is it. This all I'm really trying to say is just to live your motherfucking life and enjoy every fucking second of it because you never know. It could end right now. So, why I know a lot about this space is because I've been buying Bitcoin before that shit was under $200. But again, way back then, even though I was in the space, I wasn't a fucking true believer and all this other shit. I was too fucking out of my mind with, you know, partying and having fun and doing so many other fucking things. So I would just use Bitcoin, you know, like a lot of people would use Bitcoin back then, you know, just like another form of currency to do other kind of shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of times I was like, I'm working with tech people and they just wanted to, you know, get paid in Bitcoin or get paid in, you know, these cryptocurrencies. And you know, it was just a little different in Seattle. I was, you know, exposed to it a little more. I had already known about this for a while, so like I was, had some Bitcoin, and those all this thing, in fact, I remember buying Litecoin when it first came onto Coinbase, like way back when, and I was just buying it as a fucking novelty, same as Ethereum, and shit like that. Not really knowing the full potential and the full everything of all this. I didn't know about all this full potential of the blockchain up until, I really want to say a year ago, but it's really more like 6 months ago. And it's not that I didn't know about the potential of all this shit. I already knew. In fact, I would sit with my fucking friends, like I want to say 3-4 years ago, okay? Just getting high as fuck on every drug imaginable and talking about a lot of the fucking things that are now just ICOs or fucking, actual projects. And it's fucking insane. It's insane to me. But the reason why I'm doing all this now, and the reason that I've discovered my obsession has been by really allowing myself to discover this obsession, because ever since I was a little kid, this is stuff that I would do, technology, but I would always associate it with fun. And the way I grew up is like fun and work are two completely different things. There's no way you can, meld the two together. That's just blasphemy. But I have, and I've done it more than once, and I gotta keep fucking reminding myself that that's all this is right now. Sure, I'm having a lot of fun, but that's because I'm obsessed with this, like a lot of us are. But we need to fucking keep reminding ourselves and keep telling everybody else that is not in our, on our level when it comes to this obsession, or even like the whatever we're at, that they're just not gonna be, they're just not part of our lives per se. They are. There's a lot of people in our lives that have nothing to do with this shit, but in the sense of like, we cannot continue going down that path of like, people telling us this is wrong, this is all these negative things. No. Right now, there's too many of us, okay? And we keep growing by the day, okay? That really do believe in this and are really becoming obsessed with this. That really do think this is gonna change the world, and that's who we need to be constantly surrounding ourselves with in order to get from point A to point B, meaning, this point in human history to the other point in human history. But here's my roommates. So anyway, all I'm saying is this. Right now, all you need to do out there, okay? Really, all you really need to fucking do out there is just become obsessed with this, which I'm sure you already have. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Let me go back to long pause on purpose.
Several bad puns later.
Alright guys, I feel like I've been talking for a very long time. This has been a very long-winded episode, longer-winded than usual. But, okay, the reason I really wanted to make this video, okay, more than just telling you the story of my short brief story of my life, was really to encourage those out there that are very new to this world, or even have been in this world space of the crypto space for a very long time and have absolutely no money, very little money, or very, very little invested in this space, okay? Because I don't want to really talk about this shit, but I feel like I have to, a little cathartic, and I might as well, but like, literally 1 year ago today, I had a lot of money in the bank, and I was very comfortable, and things were, looking good. About 6 months ago, I had a lot of fucking crazy tragedy happen to me in my life. And again, sure, it was a tragedy, and it was shitty as fuck when it all happened, but God, I'm glad everything did happen. I know, it sounds insane. Even though people that really know me, they're like, wow, you're an amazing human for even thinking that and being where you are now after everything you went through. But again, from the story you just fucking heard, if you were listening to the whole fucking story, this is not my first time at rock bottom, okay? This is not a really fucking major thing for me, really. And with that being said, before I lost everything about 6 months ago, again, I was able to, I don't know if it was by luck or just, forward thinking or whatever the fuck it was, but I was able to invest a few of my pennies and do some mining, okay? And that mining, that small amount that I put into that has helped me survive. the last 6 months of my life, I've been, I mean, you know, working and trying to make, you know, money in order to survive and shit like that. But imagine you lose every single fucking thing you own and you're a negative. It's not that easy, man. Okay, it's almost nearly impossible to fucking even get to breathing room again. So thank God to my real friends and family out here in Los Angeles that really helped pick me up and lift me up and get me back on top. In relative sense, you know, at least, you know, fucking back on my feet. How's that? Because of that, and because of my, you know, past investments in this whole space, has helped me survive. I mean, just like people in Venezuela right now are fucking mining Bitcoin and kind of surviving off that. That's what I've been doing for like a very long time, and for a while now, you know, a little bit now, like I've been able to like get off of that and, you know, make some fiat out there and here in LA and survive off that. And, you know, again, I'm starting to hoard, you know, all that again, you know, like a lot of us are. But all I'm saying out there, guys, is that it doesn't matter how much money you put into this space, okay? But what you really need to be putting into the space is you. Period. End of story. The money will come. The freedom will come. Everything will come. Just dedicate yourself to this. Become obsessed with this, and it'll all come. Trust me, because it'll just come. Okay, because right now I'm beyond obsessed with a lot of the things that I want to be doing. I mean, not just these daily videos, but like being involved in this space, becoming more of a trader, getting online and just obsessing with that all day. Going and speaking to other people, dedicating myself to my art as well, not just the crypto space, you know, but becoming obsessed with all of these things has made me crazy happy. And that's it. And sure, we're all human and we all have, you know, bad moments. We all have down times. We all have rock bottoms. We'll have all this shit. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, find your beach, you know, like the Corona commercial, but whatever, find your obsession and don't give up on it, okay? And fuck everybody else and fuck everything else. So I'm really just gonna end the story right here, right now. But this is just to give you a little background on me, on my life. I hope this wasn't way too long for you guys, but at the end of the day, all I'm saying out there, these videos and these, I mean, this is for information for everybody. That's why I'm doing this channel and doing all this information. But at the end of the day, I'm also here to encourage and to, like, you know, constantly be there for all those motherfuckers out there that maybe have $1,000 invested in the space or a couple hundred in this space and think that, man, I'm never gonna make it, man, that's not enough, man, whatever. No. I'm here to fucking, I'm gonna hold your hands, okay? We're gonna hold each other's hands and we're gonna go through all this together, okay? And hopefully a year from now, a year from today, we can all fucking look back at this and laugh our ass off and be like, man, a year ago I only had a couple hundreds in this space. A couple $100 invested in like one Litecoin or invested in, you know, point, whatever the fuck of a Bitcoin. And wow, look at me here now. Sure, maybe you'll be a millionaire, maybe you won't. But the point is that you'll be comfortable. You'll be happy. You'll be a lot of fucking things that you aren't right now. At the very least, you'll have freedom, which is worth more than gold itself, worth more than anything, period. The end. And that goes, you know, this is going to, again, to summarize my life and my story. Why I have nothing yet again and I'm rebuilding yet again is because I have no boss. The one thing I have discovered that I am truly obsessed with, fuck everything else, is freedom. Nothing but freedom. Period. End of story. And even if I have to fucking live in a box, hold on. Even if I have to live in a fucking van down by the river and become a motivational speaker, but only for the fact that that is what's gonna grant me my freedom, my total freedom, then yeah, that's what I'll fucking end up doing. Now, thank God I don't have to do that. Thank God I have a lot of other skills and I have a lot of other gifts to give to the world, and it's gonna help me, you know, get to where I need to get to, where I want to be in my life. But at the end of the day, man, like, how about this? Years ago, I had no idea why a bum would be a bum. Now I get it. Especially the ones that just don't want to do anything. I kind of get it. And it's not about doing anything. It's just not doing anything for some other entity that doesn't So anyway, so sure, you know what I mean? Like, I might not be rich and famous, but that's not what it is to me all about. The only thing that's to me, the only thing that matters to me is, again, the freedom. And the freedom that I get to wake up whenever the fuck I get to wake up, that I get to fucking sit here and record videos and say fuck a million times, that I get to, you know, trade cryptocurrencies, that I get to do all of these fucking things, that I get to make videos for people, I get to encourage others. That's why I wake up in the fucking morning, okay? But I didn't get here like that, okay? It took a whole lifetime, okay, of a lot of horribleness, okay? And sure, you know, horribleness depending on how you want to look at it, you know what I mean? To me, it was all amazing life experiences that I can fucking sit here and talk to you about for days. Because I gave you the Cliff Notes version of my life, like the super quick version. But, man, again, you know what I mean? The people that really fucking know me, man, they're always fucking telling you, you really know how to live life. And to me, I'm just doing me. And I just see this as another chapter, as another part of my book, my life. And I'm so fucking happy and glad for my really good friends that push me to get on camera, but for you guys out there that are literally constantly fucking, you know, trolling me good and bad. You know, my new friends out there, all you motherfuckers that are enjoying me talking, period. And I really want to, like, talk about all kinds of shit, okay? Really, it's all about cryptos here. This is really about cryptos and all that. You guys are already pretty familiar, kind of sort of, with what I want to talk about on this channel, but I want to talk about everything on this channel, okay? Like, I'm not like the other crypto guys just talking cryptos all day long. No. This channel is really just gonna look at it. It's gonna focus on why cryptos are important for you, for the planet, for the world, for everything, how it can get you out of poverty, how, you know, the implications, you know, with you know, history, with what's going on with our politics, with every fucking thing. This is all the other perspectives that no one is covering, or they might briefly touch on, but they're not really talking about. All the problems that, you know, we all face every fucking day of our lives. And that's it. And this is why I really do think there's a beautiful time in human history right now, where we're experiencing a technical revolution, a human revolution. But this is one that's going to be fought with more with this than with actual guns and bloodshed or weapons or whatever, you know, like in pretty much all of human history. So, yeah. All right, guys, I feel like I've fucking probably been recording for fucking an hour already. Who the fuck knows, all right? It's been a long ass fucking time. Sorry, I just keep looking at the timer thingy, but it's been a while. I've already stopped this thing like 2 or 3 times. And all this episode is just a brief history on Jose's life. And how it doesn't matter how many fucking times you hit rock bottom. It doesn't matter how many times you fucking hit the ground and how many times you fucking fall. It's all about how you get up. And I'm gonna tell you, every time I fucking fall, it hurts and I scrape myself and it's all fucked up. But God, it's so easy to get up every other time. And no matter how hard I fall, it's just easier and easier because I've already climbed. And every time that I'm at the bottom, I get to reclimb this whole fucking thing, only on my terms, how I want. Stepping over the same stones, only this time, you know, again, encountering the same forks in the road, the same decisions, and then, you know, being able to redeem myself or whatever. So anyway, guys, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas out there. I rolled this blunt like a fucking hour ago before I started recording. I was supposed to light this up at the beginning, but you know what? I think I'm just gonna light it up now and cut it short. This video has been brought to you by marijuana and marijuana accessories. Anyways, guys, thank you so fucking much, okay, for listening to me, listening to my story. If you guys want any more on my story, want any more information, background, whatever, please let me know. And at the end of the day, this is just a poor man's guide, the blockchain and Bitcoin. And again, we're all gonna be rich motherfuckers here. And it's not about the money, as you know. It's just rich in life. Trust me. There's a lot of millionaires out there that know me that are so fucking jealous of my life, okay? And that's where you want to be in life, okay? Where you want those motherfuckers to be jealous of you. Period. Not the haters. Not the lowly motherfuckers, you know, not the pond scum. No. You want these motherfuckers to be jealous of you. You already know that the guys under you, of course they're gonna be jealous, you know? That's just a given. Alright, guys. Thanks again for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please troll, please smoke marijuana, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Come on, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight?" Then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, "Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history forever. You go down in history forever. You go down in history." What?
That is gonna be fun. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Did I get the names right for the reindeers?
Let's see.